So my name's Darren McGugan. I am 51 years of age, 52 years of age, sorry. I've just turned 52. And I am a project director for an energy company. So I spend a lot of time on the road. I spend a lot of time working from home, desk-based work. So it's a mix. And I guess that's where I was kind of struggling with the journey that I went on with you guys, was getting that package that suited
Yeah,
my life balance. So I think that was a key for me.
yeah. So if we rewind down to November last year, whenever you first started working with us, can you describe to maybe the people watching this, Darren, like how you felt at that point, like kind of where you were in regards to your health, your fitness, your body weight, how you looked,
Yeah.
all that stuff back then?
Yeah. So I had obviously I think you and I spoke before. In 2017 I had a prolapse disc,
Mm,
L5S1 prolapse disc. And at that point in time I was actually on crutches. I needed crutches to walk. So to get from I ultimately had an operation and then I got back on my feet. But then I tried to lose weight and I continually couldn't do it. I was struggling. I didn't know because of the injury that I had what I could and couldn't do from an exercise perspective.
mm,
So I really needed some guidance on that. And at that point, I guess back November, I had turned 51, and despite trying to use my fitness pal and despite trying a thing called Noom, which you're probably familiar with, nothing was really working. Um, and I was, as I say, I was reluctant to start any exercise. I didn't want to damage my back further. So I needed guidance, both nutritional guidance
mm.
and advice from you guys as to what exercise I could and couldn't do. And I think you and I spoke and you said you had a background in physiotherapy and we talked about that. And that for me was a good fit for what I needed to do. And I was feeling lethargic at the time. In reflection, I wasn't eating properly.
Mm.
Um, and obviously, I wanted to lose weight from my chest, from my stomach, um, and I wanted to try and build my upper body, and that was the kind of key drivers for me. So I've came a long way, from those dark days in 2017 when I needed crutches to walk.
Yeah, and even since November, Darren, you've came a long way. Are you happy, Darren, for me to share the photos? I've actually got them up in the background
No,
here.
absolutely, please do. I mean, I when I look at them, I can't believe it. It's my body. It's quite
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, let's share these then for the viewers watching because they might find this quite interesting. Um, okay, so it's definitely the same person, guys, even wearing the same shorts.
Indeed, do you know what? I try to be consistent with every photo every Sunday with the
Yeah,
same shots and the same backdrop.
but I mean, yeah, the photo speaks for itself, Darren, doesn't it? Just
Yeah.
everything about your physique has changed dramatically. You've built more muscle, your shoulder to waist ratio has increased. Obviously, the body fat has came off dramatically as well. And then from the side, I mean, it's
Wow.
kind of like you've kind of reallocated the weight here to here
Yeah.
in a good way. So amazing to see the results, I guess. How do you feel then, Darren? Like having now made this type of physique transformation?
It's yeah, I mean it's incredible. I feel great. I don't feel anywhere near my age. I feel a lot stronger. I feel a lot fitter. When you look at some of the numbers, I mean I've got them here. I've lost 17 centimeters off my waist.
Yeah, I've got them.
Um, I've lost 8 centimeters off my chest. I'm down 26 pounds in weight. All my health markers are up. I took the opportunity at work recently to just to get a health check. So cholesterol's looking good, blood pressure's good, active energy's up, steps are up, my resting heart rate's down, cardio fitness is up. I actually looked at it in November and it was low. It was less than 26. It's now above average. My
Mhm.
BMI's reduced from being overweight to normal. Everything is looking great, and I feel so much better. And I think when we spoke before, I started playing golf again. I played golf as a young kid and into kind of junior level, and then I stopped playing golf. And now I'm competing again, at golf. I'm playing golf twice a week. I'm fit. I used to tire around about the 13th or 14th hole. I can play 18 holes quite comfortably now. I feel stronger. I'm hitting the ball further. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in a great place.
I think losing weight, getting in shape, it's great to see the photo, the difference, but it's all the other benefits that come about as a result of that. In your case, it was the health markers, the energy, the strength, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
And
you've,
you know, reflecting on it, the first 16 weeks I worked with you, I worked out my garage. So,
mm,
so see for guys who think they need to go to a gym, they don't initially, and I have since joined the gym. But when
mm-hmm,
I reflect back to where we started, Stuart and yourself created a program which allowed me to use the equipment that I had. Now that equipment was two 5 kilo dumbbells, an 8 kilo kettlebell, a resistant band set, and a treadmill.
mm,
So I made that transformation in 16 weeks, which gave me that encouragement to go in, the next 6 months. And I hadn't stepped in a gym in my life until March,
yeah,
until we agreed that we would go the next 6 months after the 16 weeks. So
mhm,
for guys who think they can't do it with it, you can do it without going to a gym initially. But then
yeah,
ultimately, if you want to take the next step, you need to
yeah.
take that. Yeah.
You're right. You get to the point where you don't have enough weight unless you buy more equipment for your house. You kind of need to take it up a notch.
Yeah.
Um, Before working with us, Darren, like what were the things that, practically speaking, you were struggling with when it came to actually getting in shape? And how did you feel like, I suppose, what we did with you, what we provided you, helped you with that?
I think initially the key thing that I needed was accountability.
Mm,
Now, I invested a lot of money with you guys, so it was in my best interest to make it happen for myself. And I was skeptical, as I said before. I never thought I would get to where I've got to. I
yeah.
was apprehensive because I had invested a lot of money. But I'm investing myself. I felt it was time that I invested in myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I took that opportunity to do that. I think when you reflect on the structure of the program, the flexibility that you gave me the confidence to go and do it,
Yeah.
and continuous encouragement, advice. The WhatsApp chat's fantastic, right? Brilliant, love it. Stuart's on every day. The slightest gain I make is positive reinforcement. If I do, or if I was feeling it difficult at times, I stayed patient. I trusted the process, you
Yeah.
know, and he continually encouraged me and gave me that, encouragement that I needed. So that's been invaluable to me because knowing that you guys were there to offer that advice and to
Mm,
keep me going when and times did get tough, particularly over the course of the Christmas period into the new year. Like you need to be really disciplined,
yeah.
which I have been to the point my family, listen, transformation. Sorry, I've just had a thing coming up here.
Oh, you're back. There you are.
Back, guys, sorry. So yeah, what was it? So even my family, the family have started, getting on board and they're eating differently now. And so
Yeah.
the whole thing's been a great experience for everyone. But more so myself. But I had to prove it to myself that I could do it.
Yeah, yeah. And what's the obviously you've achieved so much, Darren. I think you said there like more than you maybe thought you could have achieved. Like where do you see yourself going from here then? Like where's the next kind of goals for you?
I think for me, personal goals is to probably get to a point where I maintain this.
Mm-hmm.
I need to, and that's probably the next conversation, regarding maintenance calories and how I
Yeah.
sustain this weight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue going to the gym. I work out 4 nights a week. I do, cardio as well as, weight training.
Yeah.
That's been a fantastic thing that I've done. I really enjoy it. And again, been apprehensive walking into a gym for the first time in my life, 4 or 5 months ago,
Yeah.
to go on 4 nights a week and being comfortable in that environment has
Mm-hmm.
been a step change. And I miss it if I don't do it. So when I'm working away, I get a bit
Yeah.
frustrated from not in the gym. So it's about maintaining it now. It's about, I've got to a weight that I'm happy with. I'm comfortable with the shape of my body. I'm going on holiday in 2 or 3 weeks on a cruise. So I've got a bit of leeway there on my weight. I've went further than I hoped or anticipated. So I'll come back from that. We'll catch up with Stuart. We'll have a chat about what's next. And then we'll take it forward on that basis.
So we'll get some photos of you on the cruise, Darren, with a pair of speedos on your next profile.
Don't know
Your
about
next
speedos.
progress.
Don't know about speedos, but certainly fair. I'll feel a lot more confident walking about the boat. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you know it's interesting as well because I just had to go and put in 4 pair of jeans to get the waist taken in the 4 pairs of jeans, and I'm now fitting into small t-shirts. And actually, the other day I bought a youth t-shirt.
Nice. You'll save some
This,
money there.
but this is it's honestly it's crazy. It's fantastic.
For a lot of the people that we work with, Darren, as you know, they're busy like you know, you're a project director, so you know, inherently, you know, you're quite busy. Um, was that a concern for you, like before you started working with us? Was that maybe part of the skepticism? Like, did you feel like were you a little bit worried that because of your schedule that it might be difficult to achieve a transformation like this, or where was your kind of thoughts at the start?
Yes,
Remember?
absolutely. Because I tried in the past, to work it into my schedule and it just didn't work. And that was one of the key things because I remember the very first night I joined, it was a Monday night. I was in a hotel in Aberdeen and I was doing my first workout with my resistance bands in the hotel room that Stuart had given me. So that, that flexibility and the different packages within the app that I could just pick and choose depending where I was,
Yeah.
whether it was at that particular time, whether it was on the road, whether it was a resistance band workout, whether it was just a body weight workout, whether it was in the garage with the treadmill with my weights. I could pick and choose depending on what I was doing. That was a game changer.
Mm,
That flexibility and you guys appreciating my circumstances was a
mm.
game changer. Um,
I think
yeah,
one of the things that we can't take all the credit, Darren. Obviously, you've came in and you've been so disciplined and you've been great and you've been very, you know, one of the things we always say to clients at the start is we expect you to be, you know, communicative with us. We need to use communicate as much as you possibly can. You've done that from day one. Uh, so, I mean, for someone watching this, Darren, that was maybe in a, you know, similar position to where you were before you came on board to work with us, um, what would you say to someone like that? Like if you were to kind of talk to your kind of old self before coming on board, maybe a little bit skeptical, like what would your kind of words of advice be?
well, I mean, I think my transformation speaks for itself, and if I can encourage anybody, inspire just one person to do this, then that'll be great because I've been obviously been on the social media with you guys, and I can see the similar people to myself joining up, and that you've got that initial drive and discipline to do it, and I think in the long term it's maintaining that. But I would encourage anybody to do it, and it could be. Listen, let's be honest. It's a big investment you're making in yourself,
Mm.
right? And people may be put off by the numbers potentially, but when you reflect on the benefits you're going to get over both the short and long term, the longevity of life, being able to do things that you want to do, whether it be a game of golf or whatever it is you want to do with your life, but
Yeah,
I would encourage anybody to do it. And
yeah,
and I was skeptical, but I was willing to invest to try it.
yeah.
Um,
And then after the obviously the 16 weeks time, we achieved a lot. You then decided to, you know, continue working with us for an additional 6 months, and we'll see kind of where the next steps are for you. But what
yeah.
was the motivation and the reason then why you wanted to continue working with us then after the initial 4 months?
Well, I think when you see the results, you want to do more. And I wanted to see where the next 6 months took us because I know that you guys, and obviously moving to what more towards a gym environment, and then what was next for me, and I can't remember where I was at the end of the 16 weeks. I don't think I was below 13 stone. I think I was around about 13 stone. And I'm now 12 stone 4.
Yeah,
So I've lost almost another stone, and obviously my body has transformed further in that. What's that? 4 months we've been working again, since the March time, I think it was. So yeah, I mean the initial 16 weeks and the benefits that I got in that short period of time inspired me to stay on and do more.
I think one of the biggest wins, Darren, is, you know, we see it with all of our clients, not only the obviously the transformation that you've achieved, but the fact that you're in a consistent, steady routine now and you've been able to maintain it
Yeah.
is obviously something we spoke about in our first call. You wanted something that you can maintain, you know, long term. Do you feel like, you know, what you've been taught in regards to nutrition training is something that you can see yourself doing and maintaining long term into the future?
Well, this is a lifestyle change for me. There's no doubt. I mean, the advice and the knowledge that I've got now, both nutritional and from an exercise perspective, I can take this on now, and I will not go back to where I was. I can guarantee that. Absolutely. I feel so much better within myself that I can't when I look at that and times where I was kind of struggling to lose weight during the period, I always reflected back to that first picture, and I always reflect on the improvements that I'd made. and kept thinking, you know, a positive mindset, look what you've done, you can go again. Because I found it tough. I think it was trying to get breaking certain weights. You know, I just couldn't get below a certain weight, and then suddenly it would happen for me. But I always kept reflecting back to that initial picture. I am not going back to that.
Yeah. I mean, you do look at like a different person in the photos. You look so much older in the initial
Yeah.
photos compared to
And
what.
also I get inked as well during the whole process. So, but you know, I'm fitting into clothes that I never thought I would be able to wear. You
Yeah.
know, and I've always liked to wear slim fitting clothes. And I was getting to a point when we first spoke that I couldn't wear what I wanted to wear.
Mm.
And that was frustrating me a wee bit. And as I say, just getting over that 50-51, being
Yeah.
lethargic, you know, no doing as much exercise as I should have been. But then I'd nobody to hold me to account, so I just didn't do it.
Yeah. You mentioned there, Darren, that your family have kind of got on board as well, and that they've actually communicated with me a little bit as well. They've shown me a
Yeah.
lot of support in your posts on Instagram. What are their kind of reactions to your progress and the changes?
They're amazed. They're amazed.
Yeah.
And I don't think they realised that it could be done. I think they were also skeptical because when I said I was investing in this, you know, my wife and my kids have done, not so much my son Cameron, but Lauren, my daughter, they've done similar things through their local gym, but it's not been sustainable in that. They've only done it for 6, maybe 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've done that type of focused program.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you know, I'm in week. I'm just trying to do. I'm in week 34,
That's right.
right? So I have done this rigorously for 34 weeks, and
Yeah.
now it's become a sustainable change in my lifestyle. Um, and Lauren and Pamela and Cameron are really, I think they're quite impressed. I'm not saying too much, right, but I think they're quietly impressed with what I've done. So, but they've helped me through it
Yeah.
as well. You know, they've adjusted some of their nutritional habits and given me the time to go to the gym and stuff like that. So, but you get to a point in your life where you want to do something for yourself because you've obviously given a lot. So it's time to reflect on yourself and
Yeah.
look at yourself for a bit. So.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Darren, thank you so much for your time today. I've really enjoyed catching up with you. I know it's been a while since we've had like an in-depth conversation like this, but yeah, I mean, just reflecting back on the conversation that we had at the very start, you've came such a long way, and I'm so chuffed to see how far you've came, and I suppose how you feel in yourself now. You've
Yeah.
gone through the process, so
Well, listen, I can't thank you guys enough. Really can't. To make this kind of change at my age, I'm really pleased, and I hope that other guys my age realise it can be done, and give it that commitment that it needs, because ultimately you guys are there, as you say, to support, but it's really up to the individual to commit to it and make it happen. And it's it can be time consuming, but you know, something Stuart said to me resonated with me at the beginning. You sleep for 8 hours, you work for 8 hours, you've got 8 hours to look after yourself and
yeah,
train, do what you need to do. There is no excuse, and I was making up every excuse not to do it, you know, before you and I started working together. So there is no excuse. There's 8 hours in the day that you can use to spend time on yourself and make it happen. So
yeah. Well, on that note, Darren, we'll leave it there. But yeah, if you're watching this, guys, and you're like Darren, want to get in better shape and wanting to improve your health as well is a big thing. Just shoot me a message and we'll walk you through what a proposed plan could look like. Cheers.
okay,
All
cheers,
right,
Matthew.
Darren, thank you so much, mate.
Okay.
And sure, we'll catch up in the WhatsApp group.
Cheers, mate. Bye
Okay,
now.
thanks, mate. Take it easy. Bye.